Understanding your appetite for risk is about dispassionately calculating the odds. But have you learned to recognize the signs you're about to make an impetuous decision? Hi, I'm Graeme Newell with more of the latest brain research on what motivates us to make good and bad financial decisions. My speeches and webinars teach how to recognize the signs that an impulsive decision might be likely. Click subscribe and the bell below to see more videos. If you could eliminate one life-threatening problem from the world, what would it be? Maybe you'd try to eliminate war or terrorism, or try to eradicate traffic deaths. What big world problem would be your first pick to eliminate? I hope you'll share that pick with me in the comments below. Now, when I ask people this question in my decision-making workshops, a disproportionate number pick dangers that are quite dramatic. A lot of them seek to eliminate gun violence. Others would seek relief for natural disasters like earthquakes and floods. The statistics show that the things that we're most afraid of are not the things that usually kill us. The data clearly shows most of us are remarkably bad at assessing risk. The things that hurt us most are, well, kind of boring. They afflict us for long periods of time, so the fear centers in our brains don't get triggered. We would save far more lives if we had fewer gun safety classes and started requiring ladder safety classes. Fewer people would die if we moved all the police officers from schools and got them to stand at the entrance to grocery stores, reminding people to check their blood pressure. We would save more lives if we eliminated some of the government agencies fighting terrorism and put all those resources into reminding people to carefully read the directions on their prescription drugs. Last year, 79 people in the U.S. died from terrorism, but 46,000 people died from prescription drug overdoses. Why are human beings so amazingly bad at determining risk? Part of the reason is a cognitive bias called neglect of probability. This is our brain's unfortunate tendency to disregard probability. If something is extremely unlikely, but particularly nasty, we think it's way more likely to happen. And there are two situations when we're more vulnerable to neglect of probability: when we're under stress and when we succumb to impulsive thinking. It's these two situations when our higher thinking rational brain gets shouted down by our impetuous instinctual brain. Research tells us that 85% of our decision-making process is completely subconscious and therefore totally hidden from us. When we make a decision, here's what happens in our brain. Our subconscious instinctual brain feels something, and then our conscious rational brain verifies what we already believe. It feels like a conscious decision, but our instinctual brain is firmly in control. Brain scientists make the analogy of a man riding an elephant. The man represents the high-functioning conscious brain, and the elephant represents the subconscious instinctual brain. The man can suggest which way the elephant should go, but make no mistake, the elephant is firmly in charge. When we do risky things like investing money, that's when our elephant often goes on a destructive rampage. Money decisions have a tendency to activate the fight or flight reflexes in our brain. This primes us to make some crazy bad decisions about risk. The biggest threat to your long-term financial health isn't the market. It's you and your elephant brain. Cognitive bias and our caveman instincts make most of us terrible at sticking to long-term plans. Our instinctual brain is optimized for basic survival, not for making savvy financial choices. When markets nosedive, it's important to understand that you are now brain damaged. Your subconscious brain will powerfully tempt you to make impetuous money choices. If you'd like to learn 3 more specific situations when risk will tempt you to make impulsive moves, click on the info card right here. So remember, smart investors make financial decisions when they're calm, and the brain's limbic system has its least power. When markets blow hot and cold, you gotta stop and attempt to tame your elephant brain. Most importantly, stick with the plan you worked out ahead of time. Make decisions about rebalancing when your elephant is napping and at its least powerful. Right now, I'm working on another video about how cognitive bias lures us to make bad financial choices. If you'd like to be alerted when that video is completed, just click on my face below and subscribe. And be sure to click that bell as well. I've created tons more videos of how brain science can help you make smarter money choices. Click on this box to see the full list. I'm Graeme Newell, and that's Better Decisions Through Brain Science.